You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. And I'm the guy that's making jokes as I make my goddamn videos. How's it going, everybody? Dalaran here. Gonna talk a little bit more about rogues. I like how rogues became like this dirty word that nobody ever mentions. Just don't say it. It's like cursing. It's like swearing in front of your parents. Rogues have become a dirty word. Let's talk a bit about rogues, because like, holy shit, dude. Have you seen the forums? It's not even a particular topic. It's only just everything. If you take a look at the forums right now, go ahead, look it up before they all go away. That'll get cleaned up by somebody over at the Blues. Oh, we don't know who's gonna. Just take a look at them. Holy shit, dude. That's basically a whole class of people in a way that's not happy with where rogues are going. I'm sorry, that was a little bit much. I found this whole situation very funny. I don't want to be that guy that's like, I told you so, but I've been talking about rogue and issues with rogues for like a while. If you guys watch my videos on daily, then you exactly know what I've been talking about. I think I've said enough for my piece, but I don't want to rehash this completely. I just thought it was hilarious. It was like, wow, the timing for this is perfect. Holy crap, the forums are just unanimously like, we don't like this. So I felt like it would be worth the coverage. So let's talk a little bit about this. I don't think this was done something by like 10 or 15 people. I think this is literally just forums expressing natural way of how things are going. A whole page of forums on the front page is talking about how crappy rogues are. And I feel like at this point, somebody at Blizzard needs to make a blue post. I don't think rogues are even asking for a buff. Like, I think a lot of rogues want, I guess, a better situation for rogues. They want a better deal for rogues. Let's just coin Donald Trump here. But a lot of them just want answers like, hey, so what is going on with rogues, PvP wise? Is there a point to us, PvP? Why are the classes doing better than we are? And I feel like, I mean, let me explain to you how it feels from a rogue's perspective, in case you don't play a rogue. It feels like you're driving a 1980s rusted, busted up Cadillac that barely gets 50 miles to a gallon, that takes gallons to a mile just to run it, and it gets you from point A to B, but it's broken ass, barely moving, not even 50 miles an hour top speed car. And then to your right, you see a nice pink Porsche, with wings. It's kind of cool. It's hauling ass, it's doing well. On the other side, you're looking, you see a tan Ford Fusion, a solid car, it looks nice. And then you can't help but wonder, like, why am I driving a busted up car? Why is my car shittier than everybody else's in terms of performance? I can't go as fast as everybody else. I mean, I can get from A to B, but not as good as everybody else. I don't look at it quite as good. The ride doesn't really feel that quite as good. And like, the seats are both scratched up, leather's all torn out, barely seat, more like just sitting on metal. It's like the ride isn't fun, and it's like its efficiency isn't really there. You can't really blame people for, I guess, being unhappy. Especially with a game where you pay $15 a month. Like, when you think about it, people are going to leave a game. Let's say they only like one aspect of the game. And World of Warcraft PvP has been this thing that separated the PvE and PvP crowd altogether. There's been some players that enjoy PvE and PvP, but there's been a big separation, at least in the past expansions, between PvEers and PvPers. And there's a little bit of pride going on with anybody who PvPs in WoW. People are proud of the fact that they're playing their classes against one another. They're proud that they're able to play in arena. They're proud that they're able to play in battlegrounds and compete against one another instead of against bosses and be dragon slayers, So if people only like a PvP aspect of the game from a class that they've been enjoying forever, which let's say are rogues, and you are paying $15 a month and you don't like where it's going, you're going to stop wasting your money. Because otherwise you would feel like you are giving developers your money for a class that's like underperforming. And if you're not happy with it, I feel like you are more than allowed to just cancel subscription and say, I don't want to do this. Because then, who is a bigger idiot? The guy who is still paying $15 a month to play something that's not performing as well as everybody else, even though he's like, hey, I guess I'll keep playing it because everybody else told me I should just keep doing it. Or the guy that's decided to quit because he does not want to waste his money anymore and continue looking like an idiot for months or whatever to come. You don't know how where the buffs and nerfs are gonna go. We simply don't know. So I think that's really where most of this issue lies in, is a bit of a misunderstanding between Blizzard and players, where rogues are riding old ass Cadillac cars and they just, why is everybody else doing better than I am in PvP, Blizzard? Come on. So let's talk about people that did stick around with rogues. People that are in the forums, people that are making videos, people are speaking out about rogues. And it becomes basically the unpopular opinion to complain about rogues. Now, I understand that there are some people that are there just to straight up complain without any kind of validity. This will be the same people that will be pulling a temper tantrum that of an 8-year-old saying, "Wow, rogues suck. Wow, I want buffs." And it's like, okay, what, how do they suck? And like, they just do. They just, wow, I want buffs. I want it. You know, we understand that there's those types of people out there, and there's not a lot I can do about it. I don't represent them, although some of you guys probably believe I do. I'm the leader. I am the ruler. I started this cult of whiners and complainers about rogues. You caught me red-handed. But there's a lot of people that are like, hey, so I think there's this issue. Let me clearly outline it. Let me present goddamn data and facts to back up and validate my thought process. Let's get in a conversation. Most people are not even asking for like, hey, let's get a direct buff. Hey, let's get this changed. Hey, let's add this in the game. Hey, let's remove that in the game. Most people just want to open up a conversation. And so far, I haven't had Blues respond to anything. The last thing we had to devs talk about is roll the bones for Outlaw. They said that they don't want to change the RNG, and they might buff Slice and Dice to be a little bit more competitive to roll the bones as an option for Outlaw rogues, but they don't want to change roll the bones and its core mechanic, which is just the unlucky one buff rolls. One buff rolls everywhere. So, if it tells me that Blizzard have not even said anything about rogues, they haven't had a blue post, they haven't talked about it, they haven't even brought it up. So then it's like, rogues just feel like they're just being ignored on forums. Like, if you look at the forums, like so many posts like, hey, I think there's an issue. When one person does it, then it's like, yeah, you can just blow it off. When a couple people do it, it's like, okay, there's going to be a minority that will be unhappy. But when the goddamn majority, like what, 75% of the posts are talking about, hey, I think there's an issue, I feel like that's where some devs should just write and be like, hey, we're listening. We are reading. We know you guys are here. We are looking through it all. We'll get back to you real soon. Like, that would be satisfactory. But nothing so far has happened. And I guess no matter how many videos are made, no matter how many forum posts are made, like, I don't think we're going to get a response from the Blues. Because we are only 6% of a class. Of all classes that are playing the game. We are the straight up minority. Rogue lives matter. And I don't care how many demon hunters and no demon hunter privileges are out there. I feel like rogues should at least be addressed. I don't even want any buffs. Hell, you could nerf us by 50%, but at least as long as you do a blue post explaining to me why and telling me that you are listening, then I'd be like, all right, Dad, I'll let you go now. Dad, I just want attention. That's all rogues want for the most part, is just attention. Just to know that they are being listened to. Because they are players that are passionate about a game, that are voicing their opinions about a class that they would want to continue playing, and the class that they would want to see perform better in the future. And that's honestly what people want, is just a class that they can continue enjoying fun, continue improving on, and a class that they're passionate about. Just to let you guys know, as you're watching towards the end of the video, this was not meant to be a negative video. And if you took it as such, I don't know why you did, but it wasn't meant to be a negative video. I just kind of want to explain a little bit of what I saw on the forums and the reasoning for it, and give as much logical understanding and present it to you guys as best as I could. I am going to still keep playing Rogue, and this channel is going to be a place where rogues will be able to find some of the most clickbaity, shitty content, the cringiest shit on the internet, but you know, it is the stuff that you like. If you want to keep seeing more Rogue content on the channel, be sure to give this video a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to go back to making videos, and I was about to sit down and record some more videos on Rogue in BGs. So after this news, I'm even more inspired to get on some Rogue and record some videos for BGs before the dreaded 7.1.5 patch hits. So until then, hopefully you guys have a good one, and just try to have some sense of humor about this whole thing. I'm pretty sure it'll eventually work out. And even if it doesn't, well, then this is going to be a very interesting expansion indeed for rogues in general. Then guys, I'll see all of you in the next one.